all, it did not show me hidden files and hidden directory. But when I added A for all, I'm now showing hidden directory. I'm now seeing hidden directory. How do I know this directory is hidden? Because of the dot. All right. So that's the meaning of ls minus la. So most of the time you want to see all of the files, the hidden and the obvious. You want to do ls minus la. Okay. So these are the commands. But the thing is, right now, as we're operating these commands, we're in cloud, connected directly to the EC2 in cloud. In operations, you may not necessarily have the password or the credentials to go into cloud to access that machine directly. What will normally happen is you may be given access to access that cloud machine remotely from your own laptop. So what we want to do is, instead of coming into cloud to access this interface directly in cloud, we want to be able to access this interface from our laptop. Anytime you access one system from another system, we use the term SSH. So we want to be able to SSH into this EC2 in cloud from our local machine. Does that make sense, Mr. Kazin?
Yes, but as you are doing it now, I'm following the step you're taking now. But my system here is saying command not found bash ls minus la command not found. Yeah.
Okay, so
and that's what I'm telling you in the afternoon.
Let's just go on. If you do ls, what do you get?
When I do ls, it gave me -bash -ls minus l command not found.
Okay, so there's something you didn't do right.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying, that maybe there was a second laptop I'm using that has an issue. That's what I'm saying in the afternoon.
So were you able to get into cloud?
Yes, I got into cloud. I'm in the cloud now.
So you created an account for yourself?
Yes, I created an account for myself. I created a PPK something. I created it, and I was able to.
I don't know what you mean by PPK something. Let's speak the right language so that
Okay.
Okay. So delete your EC2 machine. Let's create another EC2 machine. Are you seeing my screen?
Okay.
So I click launch instance. I select Amazon Linux free tier eligible. I select that one. And then instead of doing next, I can just do review and launch, provided I'm selecting this free tier eligible, review and launch. Then I say launch. Okay, you said you already had a key pair. Don't worry about that key pair. Create a new key pair. Create a new one. Call it CAS2, for example, and then click download. All right. Then we'll go ahead and we'll launch this instance. That is it. Once you follow those steps, you cannot go wrong. Because if you go wrong, it means that the cloud is wrong. The cloud cannot be wrong. So that is how to create an instance. So if you forgot to name it, deliberately I'm not showing you how to name it, but you can always come back here and name it. You can call it my second EC2. All right. So like we connected to the first EC2, you can always connect to this EC2 as well. Once it's ready, the connect button will show. And once the connect button shows, then click connect. Of these three options, to take the EC2 instance connect, browser-based SSH connection. It brings you here. All right. So once you get here, the command should. Do you see it now?
Yes.
So ls minus l is clear. All right. So this is one way to begin to use your Linux command, right? And then the other method I was explaining that I asked you whether you understood this. You can also SSH into this server from your local system. So to do that, let us go to our local system. So I'll leave cloud and I'll go to my system. Let me go to my system. So when I get to my system here, there is an SSH client. In fact, there are two kinds of Google. If you go and you say, I want to use SSH client, SSH client. There are two popular kinds of SSH client, the one called Putty and another one called, that's not so popular actually, it's Putty that's popular, but it's called Mobile Extern. Look at it. So this one is much easier to use than Putty. So download this Mobile Extern. So when you download the Mobile Extern, download this free one, download. You see, everybody's still watching? So once you download this Mobile Extern, you now go to your system and you load it. Every time you download, once it's downloaded, you click show in folder. All right, I guess it's still downloaded. Look at the key pairs that we downloaded the other. So let's give this some time to download. So once it downloads, we load it. We look for the executable file, we double click, we load it into our system. So that way, we'll install Mobile Extern. And it is this Mobile Extern that we'll use as our SSH client to connect to our servers in cloud. Did you get that, Mr. Kazan?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Is it let's see now. Open in folder. All right. So look at it now. It ends with exe, executable file.
Okay.
So I just double click it and that's all. Extract all files, yes. And then extract and then double click again and then to load my mobile app. All right.
Okay.
Windows Defender firewall blocked it. Allow access. All right. So this is my mobile XTEM now loaded now. So I'm ready to use this mobile XTEM now to connect to my server in cloud. So how do I do? What do I do from? I can say session SSH. Did you get that?
Yeah.
So I say session SSH.
SSH.
Yeah. So here I go to the cloud server that I want to connect to. So let's go there. Where's my cloud? Okay. So which one do I want to connect to? Let's connect to this. Do you see this one? Public IP address.
Yeah, public IP address. Yeah.
So I copy the public IP address. Copy.
Okay.
And I go to my remote host and I paste
host.
it. So here in user, specify username. Username is always EC2 user.
Okay.
Never trendy. It's not your name. It's not any other name. It's always EC2. And then I come here to advanced SSH. I say use private key. Remember the key pair that I downloaded? This is where I'm going to need it. Let me remember that key. It was downloaded to where?
Is it on the PC? Yeah.
Downloads. I think it was Caspen.
Yes. Yeah.
So I open it. And then once I fill in those three areas, this IP address, the EC2 user, and that key pair, I see okay. Awesome. So I am now connected from my mobile XTEM to my server in cloud. So I can start to practice my Linux command here now. This is much easier. And I mean, you will appreciate it later, but it's better, much better to operate from here. Because like I said, even if you prefer that one, you may not necessarily be given the admin credential to access that one directly. So this is remote. You are connected remotely. And like I said, anytime we talk about remote, the command that comes to mind is SSH. Another word for remote is SSH. You are connected via SSH to your server in cloud. All right, everybody, are we still together?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now that we are connected, let us continue to practice. So last time we talked about how to make directory. And we said directory is simply a folder or a shelf where you intend to arrange your files. To make directory. Right now, what do we have? Check out what we have. The command to check it out is ls. Like I said, ls minus la. If you add the switch LA, will give you the comprehensive thing of what this time it just giving you everything naked. LS will show only already. All right, clear the screen so we can make directory check that. Today we want to create file and learn additional commands. All right. So how do we create files? What do we even do? Oh, share this. I see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So any question with the commands we learned last time? Want to learn additional commands?
We can just brush through.